On Central tonight, Alistair Darling delivers his final budget before the general election.
The Chancellor's proposals are good news for those trying to get on the property ladder, but there are losers too. He's attacked the rich to help the country stay out of recession, but is the economy safe in his hands?
This will be a budget to secure the recovery, to tackle borrowing and to invest in our industrial future.
So, what did they make of today's announcement? Here's the panel versus the budget.
Alistair Darling said he'd deliver a budget fit for the times we're in, and these are tough times here in the Midlands. Our panel knows that better than anybody. Nick Greer, Debt Advisor, I know you picked up some information he gave on bank accounts for all. This is what the Chancellor announced today.
I want to make it easier for everyone to access banking services. Since 2003, the number of people without a bank account has been halved, and I can announce today that we will do more to combat financial exclusion through a guarantee that everyone can have a basic bank account.
Nick, why do you think that's important?
Well, a basic bank account is an account which doesn't have an overdraft or any credit facilities. Running your life without a bank account is a complete nightmare. You can't pay by direct debits, so people without a basic bank account can't take advantage of direct debits, so it means the utility bills are a lot more. There are 1.75 million people that don't have a basic bank account. He's committed to reduce it to zero. Well, let's see if he does it. Thank
you, Nick. Well, Jackie French, I know you're interested in the careers advice for people up to the age of 24. There is a jobs and trainings guarantee, and the Chancellor had an announcement about that today.
But with recovery still in its infancy, we should not withdraw this support too soon. And because unemployment has been lower than forecast, the cost has been lower than expected. I have therefore decided to use the money saved to extend the guaranteed offer to young people until March 2012.
Jackie, what is that offer and what does that mean today?
Well, for education and training, just even within the Birmingham area, the Department of Work and Pensions has ploughed in £17.5 million just on something called the Future Jobs Scheme for young people. The idea that 2,500 extra people are likely to be able to have jobs. The September and January guarantees actually help to focus young people and those people that are accessing job seekers allowance at the job centres. Next Step advisors can now focus people into real jobs.
And it's real jobs is the key, isn't it?
It is real jobs, sustained permanent jobs, and that's a challenge.
Richard Simmons, business advisor, you know the importance of the economy and the Midlands businesses being successful. Did you hear anything of that today in the announcement?
Yes, Midlands businesses will really welcome the business rate relief. That's fantastic. He's trying to force the banks to lend more. It was 38 billion last year. Now it's going to be 94 billion, but only half for small and medium-term businesses. But the government permanently misses the whole point that the banks lend it to the strongest small businesses, not the average ones. And there's plenty of good Midlands businesses out there that just can't get the credit they need, and they should stay in business. But the complaints procedure will be fantastic, but it'll be like a Jarrow march from Birmingham, I think, down on London.
Thank you. The Chancellor's on his feet for an hour, and all three of you watched it all the way through. Nick, your summary, how did he do today?
Well, the good bits about the banking. Certainly, I was pleased about the £6 million mortgage relief for unemployment and the money for the pensioners. Overall, a bit wishy-washy.
Bit wishy-washy. Jackie, your thoughts?
Guarantees sound great. However, it sounds pre-election like he might well be giving with one hand, perhaps taking with the other. We'll see.
And Richard, your summary, please. What do you think overall?
Well, people sitting on their sofas will think we've got a flagship economy the way he speaks, but the fact is debt is appalling. It is huge, and we're going to have to wake up for that. And whoever gets in power, the next budget is going to be the one that's going to really hurt. He's going to cut the deficit in 4 years, apparently, but I think at the moment he's doing it on tax on cider.
Well, Alison joins us now in the studio. Well, what's your assessment of the budget?
Well, of course, the big word hanging over all of this is the word election. Alistair Darling saying, stick with Labour, we're going to spend, bring the economy forward, we're a safe bet. Or he's warning people, do you want to go with the Tories, who are going to have more austere cuts sooner? That's the clear choice. But what do people in the Midlands think of this budget? We checked out opinion today in Birmingham.
It's a bit disappointing, really, because we've got a gaping hole in our finances, and I was expecting a little bit more in terms of trying to recover that hole.
Government are just letting us down all the time, year after year, regardless of who's in government, who's in power. Nothing changes.
I don't really mind taxes going up a little bit if it's going to make improvements. They've got to do something with the economy, and if it's in recession, then they're going to need some more money from somewhere.
I think the removal of stamp duty will help for first time, but it might just help to kick-start or increase the market. At the moment it has picked up a little bit.
At the end of the day, we also need money in our pockets to go out and buy houses and contribute to the economy.
Put us out of business more again, aren't they? We can't keep putting the price up.
So, Alison, what are the other political parties saying?
Well, it's always as though they'd heard what our viewers there were saying. David Cameron let rip. He talked of the massive budget deficit he said that the Chancellor was failing to tackle. He said you want 5 more years of debt, waste and taxes under Labour. And Nick Clegg said it was a budget all about denial. Let's have a look at what they said.
Today, this Chancellor had his last chance to do the right thing for the country. He totally failed. The taxes for hire are on their way out of the chamber. They're just going to carry on spending, carry on borrowing and carry on failing.
We're still borrowing £450 million every single day. And above all, it's a budget in denial about the unavoidable cuts and savings ahead.
And of course, we could be here in 6 or 8 weeks' time, because if somebody new gets voted in, we have another budget possibly.
Indeed. Thanks very much.
Thanks, Alison. Doctors have called for a ban on smoking in cars after a new report showed that passive smoking causes at least 22,000 new cases of asthma in children every year.
The Royal College of Physicians is recommending legislation to make it illegal for anyone to smoke in any vehicle. It would also like parents to be banned from smoking around the school gates. Jane Hesketh reports.